renewable and non-renewable resource. Renewable resources are resources that can be used up repeatedly and does not run out because it's a naturally replaced. Renewable resource includes solar. Solar radiation from the sun can be used as the power source. As well as photovoltaic cells can be used to convert this solar energy into electricity. Wind energy generates of electricity by turning wind turbines. Geothermal energy comes from the heat of generated deep within the Earth's core. Hydropower released on water, typically fast-moving water in a large river or rapidly descending water from high point and converts this force of the water into the electricity by spinning and generators turbine blades. Wave power is the transport of capture of energy by ocean surface of waves. Next is a biomass. Biomass is of organic materials that comes from plants and animals and includes crops, waste, and wood and trees. And non-renewable resource is energy resource include coal of natural gas, oil, and nuclear energy. Next is natural gas. Natural gas is a widely used for cooking and for heating homes. It consists mostly of methane and is all found near oil deposits below Earth's surface. Coal is a solid fossil fuel that is used for heating homes and generating power plants. Last is the nuclear is energy come from the radioactive of elements, mainly of uranium, which is the extracted from the main ore and then refined into the fuel.
Hello, Mom. Hello, classmate. I'm Carmela Ismael Cadino from DSES 3E. We have discussed about non-renewable energy resources and renewable energy resources. The example of renewable energy is solar. Solar energy comes directly from the sun, which comes every day in most locations. Main drawbacks of solars is that it is intermittent both in terms of the sun only being in the sky 50% of the time, and that weather can impact is significantly. The second example is wind. Get its energy from the sun. It is caused mostly by differential heating across the surface of the earth, so cannot be used up either. The current is, however, the wind is also variables more it is some locations. All of these factors are important to keep in mind. They are limited in their ability at any given moment. Coal, oil, and natural gas are fossil fuels. All limit CO2 and other emission than when burned. The second is nuclear. It is a carbon-free but causes radioactive waste. The non-renewable energy resources, all of the carbon dioxide emitted from coal, oil, and natural gas was originally pulled from the atmosphere. So the amount of carbon dioxide emitted is no more than the amount of carbon dioxide is originally removed from the air.
Proper management of renewable and non-renewable resources. The vast majority of natural resources are exhaustible, which means they are available in a limited quantity and can be used up if they are not managed correctly. Natural resource management. It refers to the sustainable utilization of major natural resources. That includes our renewable and non-renewable resources. It means that managing our resources in a way that their resources are not depleted so that future generations can also benefit from it.
Here are some ways to properly manage our natural resources. Examine externalities. Externalities may be a positive or negative impact. Establish comprehensive legal frameworks. Government plays the essential role in putting into place policies that ensure that the resources contribute to the long-term economic development of nations and not only to the short-term revenue generation. Enact sustainable development plan for the use of resources. Utilization of natural resources through taxes and permits. The government and individual states determine how resources must be used, and they monitor the availability and status of the resources. Promote alternative energy sources, including renewable resources like solar and wind power. Reducing our reliance on non-renewable resources and expanding our renewable energy usage is one of the keys to allocate our resources sustainably. Practice the three R's. Educate. When you further your own education, you can help others understand the importance and value of our natural resources. Choose sustainable. Buy less plastics. Patronize energy efficient and sustainable products and appliances. Plant a tree. Drive less. If it's just nearby, you may take a walk instead of riding vehicle or you may ride your bike.
Good day. So, I will be handling the topic of the policies of renewable and non-renewable resources. So, these policies is important to consider how these resources can be used in long term. Some resources will practically never run out. So, these are known as renewable resources. And these are the renewable energy laws in the Philippines under the Republic Act RA 9367 or the Biofuels Act of 2006 and RA 9513 or the Renewable Energy Act of 2008. And here's are the following Renewable Energy Act. Renewable Energy Act aims to accelerate the exploitation and development of renewable energy resources and reduce the country's dependence on fossil fuels. Next is the Biofuels Act of 2006. Aims to reduce dependence on imported fuels by mandating utilization and promoting the development of locally produced
Renewable Energy Act of 2008. First, the on-grid and off-grid renewable energy development refers to electrical system composed of interconnected transmissions lines, distribution lines, substations, and related facilities for the purpose of conveyance of bulk power. Renewable portfolio standard refer to a market-based policy that requires electricity suppliers to source an agreed portion of their energy supply from eligible resources or renewable energy resources. The second, feed-in tariff system are fixed electricity prices that are paid to renewable energy producers for each unit of energy produced and injected into the electricity grid. The third is renewable energy market. Refers to the market where of the renewable energy certificates equivalent to an amount of power generated from renewable energy resources is made. And last is the green energy option. Green energy option refers to the mechanism to empower an end users to choose renewable energy in meeting their energy requirements. And off-grid renewable energy development or the system. Off-grid systems refer to electrical system which convert to the wires and related facilities of the on-grid systems of the Philippines. And these are the following minimum renewable energy generation capacities.
This is Margaret Rose Cantanero from BSES 4A, and I'm here to discuss the implications of renewable and non-renewable resources. Expanding renewables can also cause problems, especially if poorly planned, and these are the following examples of renewable resource implications. Renewable resources typically demand a large amount of land, and that demand can result to increased deforestation rates, resulting to reduced biodiversity due to land use. The demand for huge land cover of renewable energy can have a conflict with the indigenous rights of the indigenous people. And in some cases, renewable incentives have actually caused increased global emissions due to forests being cut down for renewable wood-fired generators. Now for an implication of non-renewable resources. When coal is burned, it releases many toxic gases and pollutants into the atmosphere, making it dangerous for the human health, especially to the coal miners. Extracting natural gas can also cause environmental problems, including the fracturing of rocks that can cause mini earthquakes. Fracking also can result to contamination of water sources, as the high pressure water and chemicals are being forced underground. The major setback or effect of non-renewable resources, especially the burning of fossil fuel like coal and natural gas to the environment, is that it's one of the major contributors of greenhouse gases. They emit greenhouse gases that can result to global warming. Fossil fuels produce large quantities of carbon dioxide when burned. Nuclear energy also produces radioactive material, and this radioactive material can be extremely toxic, causing burns and increasing the risk of cancers and blood diseases and bone decay among people who are exposed to it. And that would be all for my report. Thank you.